This whole wanting to lock Trump up from the Democrats, or I'll say communists, is basically how communism is. How do you think Putin got like what 15 mansions? It's almost like they're gigantic mansions. You think he had those built? You think he was just like collecting money? How did he get all his money? How did he get? I mean, of course, taxes. But what they do is they're like these false accusations, like they're doing to Trump, and then they go in there and the president just has them arrested. Of course, in communist country, it's easy for the president just to accuse. He just has other people accuse him, and then they just sit there and act like, well, it's not me doing it, and then they have all these others, these minions of theirs, lock them up, and then they just go in there and they probably tell the person, well, I'll take over and make sure nobody destroys your mansion while you're in prison. Then they go and live in these places. And then they just kind of uh, assume control and ownership, and those people are just locked up for life. And that's basically how they're doing Trump, and that's what this country is trying to do. That's why these people, they think everybody thinks, oh, they're just trying to bring peace. You know, they're not. They're trying to keep children from getting killed. Well, basically, that was their idea, is to kill children, because that would persuade the public. You know, nobody's going to think, well, they don't want to kill children. You know, look at the abortion laws, and so they if there's people killing children with guns, it's easy to get rid of the Second Amendment. And it's once you get rid of the Second Amendment, then it's easy to go in and steal people's property. You think they just want control? You think they want to go in there and just, you know, of course, after they get rid of the Second Amendment, it's easy to manipulate elections to where people might vote. I mean, there's a video I seen where you can clearly hear there's some lady with a gavel. She's in, I don't know who she's taking control of, but she's calling for a vote, and you can hear she says uh, for voting for whatever, I can't remember what it was, and you hear an I, and then you hear and the vote for the nays, and the no's, you can hear that's a long and loud no. And she just kind of puts a smile on her face. It's sort of like a, well, we've already decided on how this is going to go. And, you know, you usually hear well, we want to count, you know, but she says the ayes have it. And I should find that video and post it in the description. Maybe I'll do that. And so she says the ayes have it, and she just kind of smiles, and it's like, how is that even close? You know, because they usually call for a count. Of course, there was a anybody objects, they can do it, but I didn't hear it. They usually call for a count if there's, you know, you can't tell the difference, and that was definitely a difference, where the no's were a lot louder and longer than the ayes. And I'm not even saying that the no's didn't sound like that. They had the same people that voted for ayes voting for no's. So anyway, but that's how, yeah, that's what they're trying to do. You know, they get rid of the guns. They can go and just steal, you know, false accusations of somebody. Well, you have they'll throw a bag of whatever, or they'll throw just whatever illegal, you know, fentanyl. He's dealing, you know, you got some property, or you got a nice house, and they, you know, they want to give it to these people that are backing them, some transvestite or transgender or something like that needs a house, or some homeless person, and that's their way of housing the homeless. And then you find, you know, you're supposedly have friends, and maybe they follow you around to where your friends are, and then they say, well, you're harboring a fugitive, and so they take their house, and who knows how they're going to do it. But I'm pretty sure that's how they're doing right now. They're doing that to Trump. Now, are they gonna? Is it if they arrest him? You know, if they falsely, I mean, it's falsely accusing. They've been falsely accusing him. You know, even though apparently I heard that somewhere it's not illegal to pay somebody hush money. Now, if she was, that's like somebody saying it's not illegal to pay ransom. And now I believe that because I've never heard of anybody paying ransom to get arrested. Because I mean, look what they do for that our country pays. I don't know if it's ransom, but I know they pay for vote money and stuff like that. Even though other countries don't vote, I'm sure they have persuasion somehow. But if they lock him up and then they confiscate property, and I'll bet you that's exactly what they're doing. And they haven't even taken the Second Amendment yet. They're just going to try to, it's. I'm not sure that they can get it. I'm not sure that they can even do that. I'm pretty sure that we still have. There's still some sanity in the government somewhere that will stand up and say, well, you can't just take their property. I don't know. The way they're doing this, though, the Republicans, they're not doing any. They're not. It seems like they can't stop anything. But that's I think that's where we're at. That's where we're at, and that's where we're headed. That's where they're trying to head anyway. So yeah, they're sitting there trying to take all our rights, and once they get them, and you say, well, they won't get them all. I don't know. They'll have them so infringed that you won't have. I mean, they do that now. If you watch any videos of people being arrested and people having their stuff searched without warrant and without saying to have it searched, and they're just taking, they're just this, that, and the other. Uh, False accusations. There's a lot of false accusations going on. I mean, people have seen that. People have been locked up for false accusations and wrongful accusations and stuff like that. So, I don't know.